Hey, Josh.
Hey, Josh.
How's it going?
Yeah, good. How are you?
Good. It's been like, what, a whole week since the last
whole
time.
week, whole 5 minutes.
The magic of pre-recording.
So, we use AI a lot, right?
What?
I know, right?
No, I never use AI.
So I was thinking, like, what is like the most bizarre thing you searched up? Like asked AI.
Most bizarre thing. Man, that's a big question.
Yeah.
I would suspect that probably some of my most bizarre ones have either centered around cryptid creatures or around conspiracy theories that we have done on the show and stuff. I was trying to think because like I actually have like ChatGPT pulled up right now. I mean, yeah, the Great Emu War, a bunch of asking ChatGPT to create the picture of you and I as Sith Lords. Yeah, I was looking to see if there's anything else that's like really. How did you word it? What was the
what is the most bizarre thing you've searched up on the AI?
This one's gonna be really strange. There's probably a little bit of backstory that needs to be given to it. So Brooke is the assistant director at a local thrift shop type of place, right? Where people go and donate their stuff. Theirs is actually really cool because it's not like it doesn't work like a thrift shop. The way it works is that a family can go in. You pay $20 for the entire year, and you're allowed to get so many articles of clothing, so many household items every month, right?
Yeah.
So it's really cool setup and stuff. They got a really, and I mean really creepy doll in one time.
Oh, I think I remember her telling us that.
Yeah, so it's referred. They're called bisque dolls.
Okay,
is the name of them, but this one was like particularly creepy. But it also looked like maybe it could have some value, and so I started trying to do research on its potential value and stuff, and I couldn't get anywhere online and stuff like that. So I employed the help of AI to try to figure out what this thing might be worth.
You ended up to a link to Ed Lorraine Warren, and
yeah. So it's like I can show you, like, there's a picture of the doll if that helps you to see just how creepy it was, like those really hollow, scary looking eyes and stuff.
Yeah.
So I uploaded the picture of it and stuff, and then went down this rabbit trail trying to see what it might be worth and all this kind of junk. And it's just really funny that, like, of all the topics that are listed, there's like octopus facts, podcast episode promotion, cartoon creation request. I have importance of 10 commandments. Like I have like all these different random things that are like normal searches, and then it says identifying bisque doll, and I'm like, that's kind of weird. So anyways, those might be like some of my top ones. Would be either cryptid creatures, conspiracy theories, or that.
I think like I always do like what are like more popular conspiracy theories, things like that.
Yeah.
I was asking ChatGPT. The reason why I asked this is because the latest episode of Haunted Cosmos talked about
did we go to the moon?
Yeah.
Yeah, I listened to it.
So I started my own little rabbit hole, like, of how many people actually don't believe that we landed on the moon.
Right.
Which I don't know if this is surprising or alarming. So, and then for the 1990s to the 2000s, found about 5 to 6% of Americans saying that they were faked.
Yeah.
It's risen to about 10%.
Yeah.
But
because the further you get out from something, the more likely it is to become folklore type stuff.
But the percentage is higher the further outside of America you get.
Oh yeah, of course.
Well, like even in
can you, I was going to ask that question. Can you imagine like things that are specific to your country and stuff, and then your own country's people will start? I mean, at minimum, like you and I, like we joke around about the conspiracy theories of, oh, we never went to the moon, the Earth is flat. Like we joke, birds aren't real.
Yeah,
we go into all those things. But you got to think that people outside of the United States hear us as Americans either believing or at least making fun of these potential conspiracy theories, and they got to be like, well, hang on a second, what if they really didn't go?
Yeah. Well, it's like, and then I got to thinking, how, like, what is your, like, favorite bizarre conspiracy theory?
Oh man. Well, I mean, you know that my favorite conspiracy theory is that birds aren't real.
Well,
like,
yeah.
Like, and I, just to be clear again, because I feel like I always have to say this, I don't actually believe that birds aren't real. Okay, just for everybody's sake out there, because I've had people talk. I legitimately have had people in my day-to-day life coming to me and that have listened to the podcast, and they're just like, "Do you really like buy into the birds?" And I'm like, "No." like I know that birds are real, okay? Like,
yeah.
But I'm going to continue to play into the birds not being real thing because I love it. That's probably my favorite of the conspiracy theories. I was trying to think,
even though that China is starting to use bird-shaped drones.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I mean, there's we're definitely getting closer and closer to the point where I think
not all birds are real.
Right. Yeah, I was going to say, like, we're going to have to start having that conversation with people about, like, listen, I know I joke around about the birds not being real thing, but these days you should probably be careful because I'm not quite 100% sure that all of them are real.
Right.
But so that's probably like my top favorite. I don't know. Like there's a lot of conspiracy theories that I actually hold to that, but they have to do more with like we talked about before, like the toothpaste thing and stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
That I'm not convinced that the American Dental Society is not perpetuating their own profits by
of course
keeping our teeth
but also
slowly rotting and stuff like that.
But also, what does that one dentist know that nobody else knows?
Yeah. That one guy's always looming out there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would say like the birds aren't real thing is probably one of my favorites. I love that.
I think one of my favorite ones that is I don't want to say so bizarre that it seems like it could be true, but have you heard the conspiracy theory about Michael Jordan?
No, I don't believe so.
So the reason why he went to go play baseball. So the reason why people are speculating that he went to go play baseball is so David Stern didn't have to suspend him for gambling.
Oh, yeah. I do recall hearing this at one point in time.
So basically, David Stern was like, hey, why don't you just go do this for a little bit?
If you step away for a while, then I don't have to suspend you.
Yeah, because, I mean, you know, he's been the face of the league for the longest time, especially in the 90s during his prime, because that was during his prime that he left, quote-unquote, left to go play baseball because he wanted to chase that dream. Right. But it's like, it's one of those things where it's like, he did and does have a gambling problem. Right. Like, even self-admitted. Yeah. But it's like, it kind of makes things that might be true. Yeah. That, you know.
Definitely lends some credence to. Like,
And then he just comes back because he's like, oh, and then continues to dominate, like, in the NBA. Like, it's a little too coincidental and convenient. But
I don't know. Yeah, maybe so.
I was just thinking about that because we were in the last episode we were talking about your random questions like who's the greatest basketball player, and it's obviously Jordan. But anyway,
obviously.
I do have a would you rather question for you.
Oh, I love those.
All right, would you rather be able to read everyone's thoughts, but they only come to you in song lyrics?
Oh boy.
Or hear nothing but your own internal monologue in Morgan Freeman's voice?
Oh, internal monologue in Morgan Freeman's voice.
Oh, yeah.
How good would that be?
Yeah.
I don't know that I would prefer, like, my negative self-talk in Morgan Freeman's voice because I like him so much. But yeah.
Josh was very hungry, and he wanted a bagel. I think I'm going to go get a bagel.
I always have to get back into the mode of being able to do his voice, but it's, yeah. You are a moron.
I always like anytime I try to go into like Morgan Freeman voice, I have to go to Andy Dufresne was my friend. Right. I think I just missed my friend, Andy.
I used to have a phrase that I would do to try to get me back into trying to imitate Morgan Freeman. I was never great at it, but I had a phrase and I can't remember what it was now. It was there was something that gives you like the cadence of Morgan Freeman's voice like perfectly, so that you can just kind of step into it. I'll have to see if I can figure that out. Maybe
I don't know. I think my internal monologue sometimes would switch from Morgan Freeman to Samuel L. Jackson though, because
yeah. I don't know that like. What? So with the first part of that question of would I like be able to read everybody else's minds, I don't know that I wanted to know what everybody else is thinking in the first place.
Yeah.
But then like, so my mind like immediately started thinking of like, well, what songs are they set to, right? Is it like songs that I know?
Right.
And if it's songs that I know, it could be kind of fun.
Oh yeah. Well, it's like, our generation, we grew up with like Weird Al.
Yeah.
So like hearing songs that Weird Al has parodied,
Yep.
I cannot help but think of his version of the song, like Amish Paradise.
I was about to say I can't listen to Gangsta's Paradise without thinking about Amish Paradise.
I can't listen to
Eat It.
Well, yeah, Eat It or The Saga Begins.
Yep. Yeah.
Like I can't listen to the original
White
version.
and Nerdy.
Yeah. Oh gosh. Yeah.
So good.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's so many songs that Weird Al has ruined for me.
Another one rides the bus.
Yeah. Yeah, he has so many good ones though.
Yeah,
and there's like a bunch of ones that were on the same Weird Al album as Amish Paradise. That was like the only album of his that I ever owned when I was younger on CD. And there's so many of those that I don't even know the original song.
Yeah,
I only know his version of it.
I think Running with Scissors was one of my favorite ones, that album, because that was The Saga Begins and White and Nerdy and a couple other ones. But
what was the he had one song on the one with Amish Paradise that was like I got a crazy feeling you don't love me anymore was like the chorus of it, and it was hilarious. He's like you put a boa constrictor in my underwear drawer.
Oh yeah,
I got a crazy feeling you don't love me anymore.
One of my favorite ones is Trapped in the Drive-Thru.
I don't know if I've heard that one.
Oh my gosh, it was like Trapped in the Closet by R. Kelly, but it was Trapped in the Drive-Thru.
That's hilarious.
Oh, you have to listen to it. It is so great.
For those of you that like, for anybody that's a younger listener out there, R. Kelly did a series of songs.
It was like a 7-part song.
Yeah. And it was Trapped in the Closet was the name of it. Don't waste your time, please, listening to it, because it is not worth your time. But like when it came out, the whole world was like enamored by it, and
because it was like an episodic.
Yeah, MTV showed the videos for all 7 of the songs like back to back all the time.
It was like, I think it was like a 10-minute song in total, but like each segment was like 2 or 3 minutes long. 2 or 3 minutes,
yeah. So, but it was not a great song, but at the same time, like it was just one of those things that it was unique enough that the rest of the world just like latched onto it in a sense.
Yeah.
But Weird Al making fun of that is hilarious.
Yeah,
I love it.
Yeah. Look up Trapped in the Drive-Thru. It was so great.
That's great.
And I looked at him, and he looked at me, and I looked at him, and he looked at me.
Which, by the way, is Weird Al making fun of it, but that's exactly what R. Kelly does in the song. Like, it's so stupid.
So great. So great.
All right, let's fire this thing off. Good morning, Josh.
Good morning, Josh.
Recognize me? No? Well, I'm Josh. I got suspended from school because of Josh.
You're going to be there with me in every way imaginable, Josh.
Josh is truly in a trance, yes.
I went to high school with Josh, and I can tell you right now, he's a terrific kisser.
Hi, I'm Josh.
Josh, these are people's jobs we're talking about, Josh.
Thank you very much.
Hi.
Josh walking in the door wasn't even close.
Josh, you are a muffin-snuggling pirate puncher.
Josh is a good guy. We can talk to him.
Please welcome Joshua. Josh.
All right. Today is our final episode for the month of February. I always have to say it that way, so I remember how to spell it.
Oh, random ADHD. It was Sir Christopher Lee that played.
Wow. Well, you threw it back to last episode.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry.
Yeah,
I opened up a new tab.
Sir Christopher Lee was the one we were talking about that plays Saruman in the
Count Dooku, and that basically is the real life James Bond. Like, he was a spy.
Yeah.
He was in a metal band. Like,
dude was in war, like all kinds of crazy stuff. Like, so if you never looked up anything about his life, go check him out because
Yeah.
he's a really interesting dude. So that's funny.
Sorry, I had to
you're
do
good.
that. It was one of those things where it's like,
We're both built that way, so I totally get it. So today, being our final episode of the month of February, means that it is time for us to do listener comments. So we are super excited to be able to dive into those. All of our ones today will be coming from the start of season 2.
Right.
And so this is basically episodes 1 through 4 of season 2. One of them is actually from kind of like preseason in a sense when we were putting up posts about that and stuff. And so we'll kick off into those. We'll discuss them a little bit. I know that Joe's got a pretty lengthy one for us, but lots of good stuff in there.
Teaser, I bet you won't guess what it refers to.
Bet you can't guess at all what Joe's bringing up again. So we'll start off before season 2 started. We threw out a post just saying like, "Hey, season 2 is coming," and James Crowley commented on that one. He said, "So excited! Thank y'all again for the entertainment." Over the Christmas break, I re-listened to several past episodes. Love the conspiracy theories that y'all discuss. So James, we appreciate you, man. That's awesome. That's hilarious that you went back and listened to a bunch of the previous episodes during Christmas break while we were taking our hiatus for a little bit.
Yeah, and it was fun because I actually ran into them a Sunday like in between seasons.
Yeah,
and you know that he was talking about because when we did our Twitch stream, like they were watching.
Yeah.
He was upset that he couldn't comment because he didn't have like a Twitch account and things like that. So,
so for everybody out there, Twitch account is free.
Yes,
if you want to go get signed up for one, so the next time that we stream,
yes,
if you want to jump on and watch, you can comment there and stuff.
Yeah, which hopefully 2 months from now, there's a game that I sent Josh that is releasing. It's one of my. It's the third in the game series, but it is a sequel to Subnautica. So if you want to see Josh freak out about being trapped in the ocean and see where my paranoia comes from,
if you want to see me be terrified all the time, just come check out that stream. It'll be great. And we are planning on. We talked about doing another of the mystery block. Like starting a new mystery block world, and playing some of that on Minecraft too. So, if you guys are interested in checking that out, go ahead and get signed up for Twitch. That way you're ready, and then we'll push out our notifications and stuff to let you know when we're going to do it.
100%. So, season 2, episode 2, Stephanie said, "I vote for any of the Mission Impossible movies." So this is where we were talking about if we would take the Muppets, and redo a movie.
You can make a movie. One person stays as the original actor, like a live action person. Everybody else becomes a Muppet.
I know Josh said John Wick. I said Lord of the Rings. I think that would be hilarious. Like I could literally imagine Gandalf just throwing Sam at one point and just
Did you? So this is a weird side note before we get to Stephanie's comment. That I read a thing the other day that said that. So a little bit of weird backstory to this too. I'm currently reading the Silmarillion. And so I'm like 100 pages into the Silmarillion after last night. I'm actually loving it.
I love it, but it's such a slog reading through. I'm listening to it on Audible with Sir
Ian McKellen or
no. It's the guy who plays Smeagol. He reads most of the Lord of the Rings books.
Yeah. Because he actually has an amazing voice.
He does, and he can do
my precious, but that's not what he sounds like all the time.
But he can do voices that sound very close to the actors that actually played. But even listening to that, it's like I'm tough. Sorry, but it's like reading Old Testament.
Yeah,
I mean, because that's basically what it is in the Lord of the Rings universe. Is a history of everything that happened up into the movies.
But for those of you that don't know, like Tolkien, as he wrote. All of this, so Tolkien wrote The Hobbit, The Lord of the Rings. He had several different stories that were like fully fledged, like books and everything. The Silmarillion is a gathering of all of his notes in a sense. So he created this whole universe, tells about where everything comes from, and so Iluvatar is like the being that is like God in a sense. In that thing, Iluvatar creates I can never remember the name they were called at first. They become the Valar. Some of them do, but basically he creates these beings that are kind of just under him that have this incredible creative power and all this kind of stuff. anyways, like there's all these kind of layerings and stuff like that. I've been reading through that. I'm super fascinated by it. I wish that from the very beginning I would have taken like a giant sheet of paper and started mapping out everything, because I think it would help me to keep track. But yeah, maybe next time. So in the midst of me reading that, I came across a post where a person hypothesized, and they were like, do you think that the let me get all my names straight. The Valar, when they brought about the Maiai, which Gandalf is a Maiai,
right?
That when they brought the Maiai about, do you think that they put Gandalf in this kind of frailer, older form so that he wouldn't be capable of absolutely just yucking the hobbits to the side when he wanted to, like dealing with Pippin and stuff, because he fool of a toque,
just accidentally pushing him down into the well.
yeah, I can totally see it, but
yeah, like, quote unquote accidental.
They're like, do you think that they made him just old enough to where he like wouldn't feel quite up to the task of having to whoop Pippin's butt all over Middle Earth?
But then you get into that weird like grandpa energy where they're just fed up with like the younger generation.
For sure.
So all of that.
Anyways, we'll come back
to come back to Stephanie's comment. So I wrote for any of the Mission Impossible movies to be made with Muppets.
That's a solid choice.
Having Ethan played by Tom Cruise being the only human.
Solid.
My husband said John Wick took him all of like a second for that one. Which again, that would be
welcome to the club, man. I'm in the same boat with
John Wick with Muppets.
Stephanie, the Mission Impossible movies, that could be an absolute riot. Could you imagine like when Ethan Hunt is supposed to be like hovering over that floor, and there's Muppets that are like struggling to hold him in place and stuff like that, or something like that? Would be an absolute riot. I think that like the parts where you have people that pull off the mask that's supposed to make him look like perfectly like the other person. So you got, one character's wearing a Kermit mask and then pulls it off and it's Miss Piggy or whatever. Like the hilarity that could come from that kind of stuff in those movies would be an absolute riot. That's a funny choice. Joe Bodner commented, and this is a little bit of a lengthy one, so I'm just going to read it down. He said, I'm sure you saw this coming.
Yes, we did.
The Martian, but everyone is a Muppet except for Matt Damon, who remains a fully real, scientifically precise human stranded on Mars, because nothing heightens the absurdity of survival like meticulously growing potatoes in his own poop while Kermit takes notes. Fozzie keeps trying to make potato jokes at the worst possible moments, and Animal keeps angrily demanding more potato. More potato. Oscar the Grouch shows up as a sarcastic supply overseer in a trash can shaped rover. Miss Piggy flirts with Matt Damon mid-crisis, and Matt delivers tense, heart-stopping monologues about oxygen levels and orbital mechanics to a world of singing, chaos-loving felt puppets, turning the whole film into a gloriously unhinged mashup of human ingenuity, bodily recycling, and musical absurdity, culminating in a rescue where NASA hoists a panicked, poop potato-filled Muppet into orbit, while Matt Damon silently wonders if surviving Mars was harder than surviving this cast.
But here's the thing: the potatoes are also little Muppets.
Oh gosh, that can talk and sing and stuff. That's a riot. Gosh, that'd be funny. Joe, that's a solid idea.
Yeah.
I actually would watch that.
Yeah,
movie.
I would watch that 100%.
Yeah, I'm there with you, man. Just to see, like, I think the thing that you added in there about, like, that Kermit's taking notes, Fozzie's making potato jokes, Animal keeps demanding more potato, and Oscar the Grouch and Miss Piggy showing up. Gosh, I think the whole thing would be a riot. That's funny.
So in response to our would you rather about riding a giant chicken or flying but having chicken wings, Lynette posted a GIF 100 with the GIF of the chicken jockey.
Yeah, she put the 100 emoji in the chicken jockey from the Minecraft movie.
Yeah, which I think we both agreed the giant chicken would be the way to go.
Yeah. That's very funny, though, the chicken jockey thing as the gift for that one. So, yeah, we would totally be on board for that. We can get a whole chicken gang.
Yeah.
Like a motorcycle gang with chicken gang riding together.
I'm trying to think of...
Well, we couldn't call it a posse because I feel like those are people that ride horses. We'd have to come up with a name for it.
Yeah.
A clutch.
Yeah.
A clutch of... I don't know how to do that.
Yeah.
I was trying real hard.
Yeah.
My brain just had a malfunction, so...
And that
going into episode 3, Brooke talking about the images that we were using primarily for our promotion stuff. So
Right.
some of you have noticed that the images have changed. Like we've gone through a bunch of different iterations of how
Right.
we've changed the promotional things. Some of the more recent ones we've been using like cartoon versions of ourselves along with like all the imagery for the things that we're
Yeah.
talking about in that episode. And Brooke said, question number 1, why on earth is my hair short? So Brooke
was a guest on that episode.
Yeah, Brooke was a guest on that episode. And Brooke is my wife. She has hair that's like past midway down her back, so it's
Yeah.
pretty long. And when the AI created the image of her, it created her with like above the
Like
shoulder,
shoulder
like
length
kind
hair,
of,
yeah.
kind of bob hair in a sense. And then she's like, "Why on earth is my hair so short?" 2, since when are you guys twins?
I mean, obviously, haven't you noticed? Like,
The funny thing is that like that was not something that was ever like commanded of the AI.
Right.
At one point in time I uploaded a picture of both of us.
Mm-hmm.
And like I think it was one of the ones that she took of just the two of us sitting at the table here.
Right.
And I uploaded that picture, asked it to turn us into cartoons and create the image for that episode and stuff. Well, somehow over time it like the AI just devolved to where we just looked more
Right,
and more
more
and more
alike.
like each other until it was like twins talking
Yeah.
to one another. And I think because we're both named Josh that it just kind of goes, yeah, who
oh,
cares?
he's talking to himself. I get it. Like,
But also in response to the question of since when are we twins, have you met us?
right, exactly.
like
Did you listen to the last episode where we both researched the same topic
same thing, yeah.
independently?
Which is good insight for everybody else. We usually will ask each other if we know about certain
Right.
things. And if one person says that they're kind of claiming something, we try to avoid it. That was my bad on the last one because Josh did ask me about the Japanese guy that we were talking about in that one. And I just forgot. And so when I was doing my preparation, looking for interesting stories and stuff like that, was one of the ones I came across. So I was totally prepared to tell that story last time too. But we try to keep things secret from each other so that our banter and our reactions
Right.
to the stories
are more genuine. Yeah. And it makes, conversation outside the podcast hard.
Yes.
Because we all
Yeah.
we have these like things floating in our heads and it's like, "Ooh, I want to talk about this, but I can't. I got to wait till
We have to
we're
stick
sitting
to a
in front
lot of like griping about real life stuff instead of telling
so
stories.
boring. I hate it.
So you want to read the next one?
Yeah. So Jordan said this was referencing I think our Christmas gifts that we got.
Yes, and I was talking about my hair product stuff.
And then so he says Redken Men is solid for men's separate shampoo and conditioner. Been using them for years, no complaints. A close second would be the Kirtland, aka Costco brand. Also, Hi Brooke, which I just recently got a Costco membership, and I've
Yeah.
been going to Costco, and they have. Oh, speaking of which, I have something for Brooke in my car. I got her a bag of those chicken chips that I brought to D&D.
Gosh, yeah, thank you. That's awesome. She'll love that.
I grabbed an extra bag of those. I'm
Very cool.
already down my second bag.
And she will love those.
But went to Costco as of recording last weekend, just to kind of get stuff for the snowstorm and things like that.
Yeah.
Kind of get prep. I'm loving Costco more and more, like more so than Sam's Club.
Okay.
Only for the fact that I think they have a better prepared food section.
Okay. Yeah.
Like we get the enchiladas from Sam's Club.
Now, is this stuff that's prepared? You just have to bake it or
Yeah.
like heat it up when you get home
Yeah.
and stuff like so. It's I don't know how to word this. It's
Ready.
not frozen food section stuff. It's like
refrigerated.
refrigerated. You just put it in,
quote
and-
unquote, like deli section stuff.
Okay.
So
I noticed that Sam's Clubs has been growing. I've never gotten anything from their prepared
Yeah.
food, which we probably should at some point in time. But
they have rotisserie chicken enchiladas that like
Ooh.
just shredded.
Okay.
The ones at Sam's Club are like a white sauce.
Yeah.
The ones at Costco are a red sauce, and they have a little bit of kick to them.
See, I can't do red sauce. I know, it kills me. It's the combo of anything that has a red like tomato based sauce with cheese. Like
just
pizza,
stomach is just-
like Italian foods, all that stuff. I have to go with like white sauces or garlic sauces, those kinds of things. So, but
sorry.
but it does sound delicious
Yeah.
though. The other downside to it is that my kid, for whatever reason, will not eat shredded chicken.
Really?
She loves chicken, like any other form of chicken, she won't do shredded chicken.
That's so weird.
Yeah, it's a texture thing. I get it. I had that stuff too. But
so we got those from there. Of course, we went on a sample day. So Harper was having a field day, going and getting all the free samples of stuff and everything. But they had, they sell Ghost energy packs there, which is nice. That's
one of the main reasons I got to get to Sam's Club, maybe even today, because I'm like, this is my last energy drink in the house right now, which is scary. Yeah, Josh just gave me the Catholic blessing sign. He's like,
I feel the pain.
So sorry, my child.
But like a lot of the Kirtland brand stuff, like they have like the food area there too.
Yeah.
So they have like the deal where it's $1.50 for an all beef footlong hot dog,
right,
and a 20-ounce drink. $1.50, you can't beat it.
So
$2.99 for a slice of New York style pizza, or it's either $2.99 or $1.99. It might be $1.99. But have you heard about the Costco's chicken bakes?
Chicken bakes?
Yes.
No, I don't think so.
So I want to say like literally probably the size of my laptop.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's the length of it.
Okay.
Asiago cheese bread. And then in the middle is like rotisserie chicken shredded up, like a chicken bacon ranch filling.
Yeah. Ooh, that sounds good.
For like $3.49 or like $3.59.
That's pretty good.
Oh, it was so
sounds good.
Like I would go there just to get that. Like,
right.
Like Harper got like a 12-ounce cup of ice cream that was just filled.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't like a swirl in a cup. It was like pushed down and like filled up. But like both of those things for under $6.
Yeah.
I'm like, heck yeah.
That's why I usually try to plan so that I'm at Sam's Club like around the time that I want to eat and stuff like that.
Yeah,
So I can pick up their deals and stuff too.
For sure.
It's so cheap and so good.
Yeah.
But Jordan, coming right back around to yours, because we don't want to get too off trail.
Sorry, you got me off on the Costco brands.
Costco. But I would definitely love at some point in time, maybe when I get to the end of the shampoo and conditioner that I'm using now, I'll probably go check out and see what the Redken men's stuff smells like and everything. If I like it, I might try that one out.
Yeah.
See how it goes. So appreciate that recommendation and stuff. And maybe one of these days, Josh and some other people will convince me to be a Costco member.
Well,
so
I was gonna say, if you ever want to, like, hey, can we go to Costco? I was like, yeah, sure.
Yeah. So we go check it out. So episode 4, Brooke came back again because of the imagery, which, by the way, has been changed now. But she said sheesh, the twins and short-haired Brooke again. So she was still on the kick.
Obviously, you're the only one that's complaining about it. So is it really a problem?
Right. Yeah.
That's all I got to say.
And then the final one, Jordan McKeithen, that this one was really cool. That this past Monday, if I remember correctly, he commented on episode 4 and said, "A snow day plus good morning, Josh equals solid Monday."
Right,
Jordan, we appreciate you, bro. That's good stuff.
Which, oh my gosh, like this week, like I know we talked about it last episode, but like this week that we're recording, we had like probably the biggest snow that we've had in like 4 years. Like frigid temperatures.
Started on Saturday night,
like
really
late,
got heavy
Saturday night.
Sunday morning. So we ended up canceling church.
Right.
Which that to me is the measure of, how bad snow is up here, because Jerry, our senior pastor, will not cancel church for anything.
Yeah.
And so if we cancel church, at Crossroads,
it's kind of the equivalent of the Waffle House effect.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. If Waffle House is closed,
something
you need to
bad's
run.
happening.
Yeah. So same for us. Like if we're closed for church up here, then that means that the snow is bad, and it was like really coming down when we made the call for that and stuff. And so, it was pretty rough. But I know that Jordan's in North Carolina. And so down there, if it's like a dusting of snow, everything shuts down.
It was like work sucked on Monday. Like, we had so many call outs. I woke up at 3 Monday morning, just to, cause I wanted to be like, okay, well, I need to leave the house at 4. I had to be at work at 5.
Right.
So it usually takes me about 18-20 minutes to get to work. I'm like, if I leave at 4, like I'll be fine.
Plenty of time to get there and stuff. Take it easy.
It's one of those things where it took me like 5 extra minutes to get to work. Like it wasn't
Yeah.
it wasn't terrible.
And just to be clear for everybody that's listening, Josh is one of the only people that I know of here that doesn't have remote start on his car.
Yeah,
So-
exactly.
So he's also having to deal with that.
And that was the thing too. I was so thankful, which is a weird thing to say, when I went out to get all the snow off my car. There was no ice underneath the snow.
Yeah. Oh,
so
gosh.
it was
That snow was great because it
Yeah.
was just powder.
yeah.
A bunch of people like in my neighborhood were blowing their cars off with their snow or with their leaf blowers,
yeah.
just to get the snow off. 'Cause it was so easy.
Snow blowers on top.
grinding the hood of their car. Yeah,
But so it was a very relaxed day at work, but it was kind of stressful because I think
Yeah.
like my department had like 5 call outs, like our tractors had like 7, the attachments had 10. Like it was a day. I mean, it was fine. I mean, obviously, like we said, like our kids didn't have school Monday through Wednesday.
Yeah.
And which is it's crazy because, you know, speaking of Facebook and comments and stuff, like watching ignorant people argue on Facebook, is probably one of my favorite pastimes as of late. Why do these kids have school? They've been standing outside, and it was like, if you're that concerned, either A, call them off of school,
Yeah.
don't send them to school,
Right.
or B, take them to school.
Yeah, or C, dress them a little bit warmer because
Right.
they're not out there that long, or they shouldn't be. If you're
Right.
sending them out there like an hour ahead of time, that's a problem too.
Yeah,
So,
exactly. It's like my kids, through their own choice, don't own winter coats,
Yeah,
which is
same for mine.
like, I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, I typically just live in a hoodie, but like,
I do too. Like I typically,
But I
live in
do
a hoodie,
have-
but I have big coats because there's
Same.
times up here where
but
it gets.
and
so
I also
freaking
have
cold.
coats like the 2 coats that I have. They're more of like a Carhartt like heavy sweatshirt type coat, but they're built for like wind, and that was like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
Yep.
The wind was so bad, but these are like dense enough that it blocks out most of the wind.
Yeah,
But it's like kids go to school in shorts in the middle of
Right.
December. I mean, I get it, we're in the Midwest, but like still,
but make better decisions.
yeah. do better.
I had to go out on Monday. So Frank, who's a friend of ours
Mm-hmm.
from church, he has a bigger truck than mine and has a snowplow on it and stuff. And so we had a guy that's in our men's group and stuff at church, and his van was parked inside of his garage, but with as much snow as we got, he couldn't get out of his garage because he could open the door, but there's snow's a foot deep
Yeah.
and it goes the whole length of his driveway, and he has a front wheel drive van and stuff like that. So he was like, he sent a message out to our group. He's just like, hey, can anybody help us out and stuff like that. Frank texts me and he goes, hey, what are you doing right now? And I was like, nothing too pressing and stuff because we canceled church. So
Yeah,
I have a week ahead already. And so he was like, he's like, would you be able to take my truck and go plow their driveway? And I was like, oh heck yeah.
Yeah.
Because you know me, I love to drive
Yeah.
stuff. So I'm like, I go over, take my truck, get to Frank's shop, switch out, take his truck down to the guy's house, backpile everything and stuff like that. So I was actually having like a blast with it in a sense, but I also like on vast majority of the side streets that I ended up on, I was kind of like, I could see why they called off
Yeah.
today and stuff. Other than just the cold factor of it was the snow was deep enough where it was kind of trouble. Like our street out here, I mean, you've seen Beck Street before, that when it snows, we're like one of the last ones to get.
I mean, and same like where we live, but what has always blown my mind is we literally live right next to the high school.
Yeah.
And we're still one of the last streets to get plowed, and buses go up and down our road all the time.
Yeah.
It was,
That's the same here. I mean, there's 2 buses that come down our road every morning and stuff like that. One picks up kids here in our neighborhood. But this is also like, it's the wildest thing because we are a 25 mile an hour small back street, but we're one of the ones that people will use to try to cut around downtown so they don't have to wait for the lights. And so we get a lot of traffic on this street, and they don't ever do anything.
Yeah. Well, and I think too, and a lot of people don't necessarily take this into account, especially if like they cancel school on a Sunday or something like that, like ahead anticipating.
Yeah.
The plow crews aren't as urgent to plow the streets because they don't anticipate. But then it kind
People
of
aren't gonna be on
hoses
them
over
out.
people that actually still have to go to work.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, it was interesting because Jordan talking about having a snow day off and stuff, is that on Sunday, the superintendent called school for Monday and Tuesday.
Right. Same
for Wadsworth and
for
stuff.
most of
and
the
then they ended up calling
Northeast
Wednesday
Ohio,
on Tuesday afternoon. So
Yeah.
it was interesting things. So as we are kind of getting closer to the end of this episode, I have a quick story that I can tell you.
Yes.
This is one that I came across. So I have the habit of, like everybody else, kind of doom scrolling at nighttime sometimes when I'm laying in bed, and I found this one guy that tells a lot of really cool stories. I can't tell them like he does, but I usually will take the stories that he tells, look up the details, and then retell it in our own way. And that's what this one came from. Was I was laying there last night, heard this story, and I was like, that's wild and cool and all this stuff. So this is the story of a man named John Doyle. Do you know him?
No.
No. And the story takes place in West Africa, if that helps you at all. So Josh is still giving me the no sign. So John Doyle was a man from Colorado. So he's a United States citizen. He was an avid surfer, though, which is a funny thing because he lives in Colorado, which I suppose you can get to the coast, but it's a ways.
Okay, like if you would have said snowboarder, okay,
Right.
that makes sense. Skier, that makes sense.
And based on the descriptions of John that I've read and stuff, and that I heard from the story, I would imagine that snowboarding and stuff like is not outside of his wheelhouse. He probably did those things too, but surfing was like his passion.
More of those extreme quote unquote sports.
Yeah, so he likes to travel and to different places around the world to chase after the best surf. And as most people know, the coast of Africa actually has like really good surf. The problem is the coast of Africa is also like one of the most dangerous places in the world, right? As far as like size of waves, coral, like sharks, all kinds of stuff like that.
I was just say, yeah, you tell me South Africa, my mind immediately goes, oh,
Shark attack.
great white sharks.
Yeah, mine too. So, so John went on a trip to West Africa. So he's on the coast there. He had spent an entire morning in the Atlantic Ocean, waiting for a good set of waves and stuff. And so he's out on the surfboard. He's chilling. If you've never surfed before, I mean, it's just a common practice to go out kind of just beyond where the breakers are, to sit on your board and just kind of wait for a good set to come in. So the water is warm. The surfing is really good that day. And Doyle is out there and he's like, all right, I just want to catch one more final good set, and then I'm going to call it a day. And so he was just getting to the point where he was ready to call it. And as he sat on a surfboard, kind of scanning the waves behind him and the next sets and stuff like that, he caught something with his eye. As you can imagine, it was a fin. Not just a fin sticking up in the water in a sense, right, of passing him by, but he notices that this fin is now circling. It's the ominous picture that we see in Jaws and every other like shark movie and stuff like that. That whenever they're kind of hinting towards the fact that there's about to be blood in the water, the fins start circling around something. And so John notices the fin is circling him as he's sitting on his board. So he's thinking, great, So he knew this is not just any random fish. He could recognize just about from the fin, this is a great white, and I'm in trouble. So he started to paddle to go towards shore, but he's trying not to thrash, right? He doesn't want to bring more attention to himself. And so he waits until he sees a wave that's a potential like surfing wave that he's going to get onto. And as he starts to paddle to get onto that wave, right as he starts paddling, the shark comes in. He sees the fin jolt towards him, and the shark latches onto his calf, biting down to pretty much the bone, basically. Right. And so now the shark is holding on to him, is doing what sharks do by thrashing back and forth to try to tear off the meat that they have in their mouths. But as the shark is bitten into him, Doyle reacts and spins around and starts punching the shark in the nose, right? Which is, to whatever degree, has been proven to be effective, like outside of like putting your thumbs into their eyeballs, if you can get to that point. Punching him in the snout is a good move. I mean,
have you ever been hit in the nose? Like it feels like one of the worst pains ever.
Oh yeah, And sharks have a lot of sensory things
Yeah.
in their nose, which makes
Like
it
no
even
matter
worse for them.
how tough you are, you get hit in the nose, you're like,
Ow.
like eyes just start tearing. Yeah, I'm not crying.
Does a shark's eyes dry up instead of watering?
Just a single tear. You just like a salty salt water piece just like flows down.
So he starts wailing on the shark in the nose. The shark lets him go. And so now, bleeding profusely in the water, in shock of what's happening and stuff like that. Normal people, right, would have like freaked out, not knowing what to do. A lot of people drown in the aftermath of this kind of stuff. Doyle reaches up and grabs his surfboard, which is now broken, grabs his surfboard, gets his body onto it and starts to paddle again, and actually catches and surfs a wave into the shore, right? So he gets himself out of the water. Once he's ashore, he notices, like, man, my leg is thrashed to pieces. I've got to do something about this. So he has parked his Land Rover on the beach, like not very far away from where he was surfing. And so he hobbles his way to his Land Rover, gets inside, and he is taking anything he can find, like torn up strips of clothing and stuff like that, to make a tourniquet.
Right.
And he's like putting them on his leg and tightening them down and stuff like that. But he cannot get the tourniquets to stop the bleeding, basically. So he's still bleeding out. It's slowed a little bit, but not like crazy slowed, right? So he knows, okay, I've got to get my breathing and my heart rate and stuff down. So he starts trying to focus on that, and he starts driving. Well, Doyle's been out in the ocean in the sun for a long period of time surfing. He comes back, gets into his vehicle, and is driving. He's losing a lot of blood, and he starts to get thirsty. And he looks around. He has a single water bottle that has nothing in it left in the inside of his Land Rover. So he is kind of freaking out at this point. And he's like, I know I need to get water in my system to help replenish some of the stuff that I'm losing and everything. So he keeps driving, but he's getting to the point where he's going to pass out. And he's like, I've got to do something. So he finally sees this kind of like small water hole out in the bush as he's driving, because I think they said he's like 60 miles away from the nearest civilization, basically, which I'm like, first off, that was stupid, but okay. So he's making his way through the bush, like on this trail that he rode out there. He sees this small watering hole, and he's like, okay, that's at least water. He's like, even if I get dysentery or whatever and stuff like that, it's better than what I'm dealing with right now, in a sense. So he pulls up, puts his vehicle in park, gets out, crawls his way over to the watering hole, lays down beside it, and puts his face like down into the water, basically. Sorry, I just covered myself from the microphone, but he puts his face down into the water and begins to like slurp up some of the water slowly so that he can kind of drink some. As he is mid-drink,
he gets bit in the face by a crocodile.
No.
Oh.
He gets bit in the side by a lion. So, unbeknownst to him, as he got out of his vehicle, an entire pride of lions watches him crawl out of the vehicle, bleeding, crawl over to the watering hole, and then put his face down into the water where he's not like looking around. So one of the lions comes up and latches onto his body, right, and is biting into him. So Doyle, freaking out again, starts scrambling around and finds like a stick that's laying over there, and he starts beating this lion with the stick to the point that the lion lets him go. So he's like fighting this one lion off. He turns and starts like army crawling his way back to his Land Rover to try to get back into it. As he does, he gets surrounded by this pride of lions who all jump in and start, they're clawing at him, biting at him. So he gets bites on all of his limbs. He has a major bite wound in his torso and stuff. Claw marks, the whole nine, right? They're tearing him up.
Right.
So he takes the stick, and Doyle's still trying to fight, trying to punch, do whatever he can, and eventually crawls his way back to his Land Rover and crawls his way inside of it and closes the door. So the lions, now having the taste of blood, are all over this Land Rover, scratching at it, biting the tires, all this kind of stuff, trying to get into where Doyle is. And he's sitting in there basically bleeding to death and didn't get much to drink, so he's still thirsty and everything. Luckily for him, and this is like probably the craziest part of all of it, is a safari group is out taking pictures of wildlife and happens to drive up at the right time to hear all of these lions snarling, growling, scraping at this guy's vehicle and stuff like that. The guy who's guiding them sees all of this, fires off some shots from a gun to scare the lions away. The lions run away. He goes over, begins to inspect what's going on and stuff like that, and finds Doyle in the driver's seat of his Land Rover, dying basically.
Yeah,
so
bleeding out, bite marks everywhere.
So they like bandage him up. He has all these wounds, shark attack on his leg, lion attacks all over his body and stuff like that. So they bandage him up as best as they can, and then cart him back to a hospital and stuff where he's treated and survives, and eventually makes his way back to America, and still once he was healed up, would go surfing in California and places like that, where, by the way, there's still great white sharks.
Not as many, but less
Not
lions.
as many. But yeah, he's there's a lot of people who, like, to be fair about this, a lot of people who have like kind of debated about the validity of all the story and everything else like that, but according to most of the sources and stuff like that, it says that he survived, went home. He and his wife eventually lived in California, and they said that he actually kept the broken surfboard, the pieces of it, took it back with him and hung it on his wall above his desk in his office as a reminder for him every day that nature itself can basically turn against you, and you're helpless against it in that respect. But just, I thought, man, what a freaking tough story, dude.
Could you imagine what happened? I got bit by a lion and a shark. Oh, you mean a tiger shark? No. Lions,
shark
comma,
first. Yeah. Then lion,
shark.
Well, as this guy was telling the story, right? I'm like, the shark thing I saw coming from a mile away.
Yeah, of course.
And so you're like, well, yeah. I mean, he's West Africa in the Atlantic Ocean.
The only other thing that my mind went to was a jellyfish or something like that. But that's more Australia than anything like that.
I just knew that the great white shark thing was coming. But then the twist of when he's telling the story about him, he's crawling out of his Land Rover, getting beside this watering hole. I thought same thing. Crocodile, snake.
Yeah.
There's any number of things that I thought were going to be the thing. And then he's like, nope, a lion comes out of the bush and latches onto this guy's side. It's like, dude, that's bad luck.
Yeah.
If I'm John, when I get back to California, Colorado, wherever it was they were living at the time, yeah, I'm hanging that surfboard up because I ain't never going surfing again.
Yeah. I'm never leaving my house.
I live in the city now, and I even carry a gun with me when I'm there.
Right? Yeah.
I just don't know.
That's crazy.
Yeah, you think about what's your luck like that's your day that you go through of. I mean, it's bad enough to be the small percentage of people that get bitten by a shark in a year.
Right.
You're in that number. But then, what's the percentage number of people that get bitten by a lion in a year?
Right. Yeah.
Much less attacked by an entire pride of lions. I'm just like, this guy. If you're gonna play the lottery,
don't.
Yeah. Well, I mean, maybe do. You seem to have a percentage chance on your life that's better than anybody else's, but it's crazy to me to think about somebody going through all that and his ability to kind of survive as long as he did. They kind of pushed through. I mean, if I put on as many tourniquets as they said that he did and tried to tighten my leg down and I'm still bleeding out and stuff like that, I just go, well, maybe this is the day that the Lord has for me.
Yeah. So on average, lions kill about 100 people per year.
100.
Sharks are responsible for about 10 fatalities a year.
So 110 people out of the human population So we have,
and this is not like just attacks, but this is just the average the likelihood of you being killed by one of these two. Well, because I think if
just to give you the number on this, okay? That means that this guy, including both attacks, is in the 0.0000001 percentile of human beings.
jeez.
And that's assuming that would be if all 110 of the deaths of sharks and lions were included together.
Right.
The likelihood of him having both of them attack him has got to be even more minuscule than that. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just nutty to think about the percentage chance that you're the one guy who gets bitten by a shark, crawls your way out, survives that, and then gets straight up mauled by a group of lions.
Right. Well, and it's like you're, because I just looked up, because I think one of the deadlier animals on Earth is a hippo.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
So you're more than
Angry
five
water
times likely to get killed by a hippo than you are a lion, which is what, 500 times more, or what is it? 10 times 5. I forget. I hate how percentages exponentially grow.
So you're how likely to get attacked by a hippo?
Between 500 to 1,000 people per year.
500 to 1,000. So you're 5 times more likely to get attacked by a hippo than you are by a lion,
Right.
because they kill 100 people a year.
Yeah.
So if you're 5 times more likely, like, you start doing all the percentage work, and it's like, man,
You are in a very, very
this guy hit the death lottery jackpot
in the
like
wrong
twice
direction
in a day.
Yeah.
It's like, good grief, dude. I can't imagine. So I just thought that was a fascinating story, just especially because of like his ability to survive.
Yeah.
Like, in a sense, like, because that's just a wild, especially considering, like, the fact that it wasn't, he was dealing with a shark bite, which is bad enough.
Right.
And then he's dealing with thirst on top of that. So he knows that he has to get water in his body. And then on top of thirst is now I'm getting bitten by lions. Right. That's a whole wild set of circumstances to think through, in a sense.
Yeah.
But
Do you know what the deadliest animal in the world is?
deadliest animal in the world? It's a good question. I would wager dogs. No? What's the most deadly animal in the world? I would say dogs, just based on population and proximity to people and stuff in that sense.
The deadliest animal in the world is an Anopheles mosquito. It is responsible for an estimated 725,000
because of malaria
to 1 million human deaths annually.
Yeah.
Due to disease.
Yeah, disease spread. So I don't think that's fair in a sense, though.
So
because
as far as
the animal itself is not the producer of the death in that respect.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, a mosquito bite doesn't kill a person. The disease that they give you
what
does.
it's transmitted, but it's the means of the transmission. Well, an animal doesn't kill you; its bite kills you. So.
Yeah, that's like that goes back to the gun thing of people being like, guns don't kill people kill people type of thing. And it's
so dogs actually account for 59,000, and that's because of rabies.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So it's not, again, it's like the mosquito thing. I
just want to know, like, what animal is responsible for the most deaths based on its killing ability. You know what I'm saying? Like, no disease spread type stuff mixed in with it.
Technically, it's humans, which is like 400,000. Yeah. But the next animal are snakes, which is 138,000.
Based on venom kills.
Okay. So, I mean, would be...
So, to me, a snake would be the most, like, deadly...
Right.
Like, thing in the world then.
Yeah. And then you have scorpions, which are about 3,300. You have
3,300 a year from scorpions.
Yes,
that's more than I thought it would be.
Yeah, which I'm so excited to go to Arizona. Anyway, so 5 is assassin bugs, which is another. They're a disease carrying thing, which is about 10,000.
Assassin bugs?
Crocodiles are about at 1,000. Elephants are about 600.
Yeah.
Hippos, like I said, 500, and then lions are at about 200.
Just want to point out, a vast majority of these things we've just like named off
Don't live here.
are either Africa or Australia.
Uh-huh.
So
Yeah.
seems like a pretty simple, like just avoid those places.
Yeah.
And you're much more likely to live.
Uh-huh.
Except for the human being part of it. But
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's an unavoidable
Right.
thing. So, but yeah, it's always amazing because, you know, some people will argue that bugs aren't animals, which is such a dumb argument. I mean, they're insects, but they're part of the animal kingdom anyway.
Right.
But it's one of those things like, you know, would you rather be trapped in a mall for 24 hours with 2 black mambas or 1 silverback gorilla?
You're asking if I'm going to be trapped in the mall for
Yes.
24 hours. I get to pick between the 2 black mambas or the silver gorilla.
Silverback gorilla, yeah. I'm choosing the gorilla.
I'm gorilla all day.
Yeah.
I feel like the gorilla you could just at least avoid
Yeah.
to a degree because that's a pretty big dude.
Yeah. Well, and I mean, 1 bite from a black mamba can kill you if you don't get anti-venom within a very, very short amount of time.
And snakes are sneaky. That's the problem.
Sneaky snake.
I'm a sneaky snake. That's right. So yeah, I would. I think I would definitely pick the silverback gorilla. Like
100%. Yeah.
If anything, I would try to become his friend.
Like exactly. Like
I've watched all
you
the
could have
videos.
some.
You just gotta like
sort
bow
of
your head, raise your hand.
Yeah.
Ape together,
Yeah.
strong. No.
Offer him food.
Yeah, it's right. Yeah, just bow your head and offer him some food. He's your best friend.
Go to the food court. Come on.
Yeah, it's like, hey Coco, have you ever heard of the food court? I'm about to blow your gorilla mind. This is gonna be great.
You want a smoothie?
Yeah. How do you feel about Orange Julius? Can you say Orange Julius with me? How about Auntie Anne's? You ever had a pretzel before? Yeah, you're gonna love
I
this.
could go for a good Bavarian pretzel right now.
All right, well, let's wrap this bad boy up. As we get ready to close out, we'll just remind you guys to take an opportunity to go check out all of our fun things on our link tree. Josh can tell you a little bit more about what all is found there.
Yep. So our link tree has all of our socials on it: our YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Apple Podcasts, Spotify. Basically, go ahead and give that a share. Go click all the links, do all the buttons, download our episodes. It's not just enough to push us out in the algorithm to rate and listen. Give us some downloads too.
Yeah.
I know I have our episodes synced to download on every platform. So
Mine automatically downloads everything too. We would appreciate you if you guys would do that. It would help us just to get discovered a little bit more.
Yeah.
Our goal in this has never been to try to be like the biggest podcast in the world or anything along those lines. We're not under any illusions of that.
But it'd still be cool.
Yeah, it would be cool. But we would love to be able to get out to just more people to be able to brighten their days, tell them some interesting stories,
Right.
help them have some fun with life, and hopefully be entertained like you guys are. Otherwise, we love you guys very much. We hope that you have a great week this week, and we will see you back here in episode 9 next week. Love you.
Bye for Cryptid. Don't forget, you have Cryptid next month.
That's right. Cryptid of the month coming
Yes,
up next
sir.
time. It's going to be fun. I don't know what I'm doing yet. Got to do some research.
Yeah.
Hopefully we don't come up with the same thing to talk about again.